Ça YouTube la pêche. J'espère que oui parce que on va démanteler un réseau. Un réseau. Ah non mais des paris aussi, ouais. Parce que oui, là elle place des paris Micheline avec son manteau vert. Yo.
Good day.
Welcome. You here to wager? To fight?
Sucre d'orge.
I imagine that the name Candy Cane rings a bell.
Obviously. Even though I would prefer it wasn't the case. He's a sort of organizer. He captures most of the beasts who fight in the arena.
How is that a problem?
Apparently, he's fixed a few fights. These kind of rumors aren't good for my business.
If that's the case, why don't you stop him?
He has friends, protectors. Without solid evidence, no one will lift a finger. And the only ones who wanted to speak of his cartel have disappeared.
Do you know where I could find him?
He often hangs out around the port at night, but I strongly advise you to stay away from the guy.
I know how to look after myself. Thanks for the information.
Là je me pose la question. Si on n'avait pas fait la quête de Kurt, rapport à la compagnie fantôme et tout ça, est-ce qu'il aurait trahi? Est-ce qu'il nous aurait aidé ou pas pour le coup d'état? J'imagine que non.
I am looking for someone. A woman wearing a big green coat.
Yeah, I know who you mean. She's a good client. She comes in, especially for the big fights, and she has prime information.
Do you know where I can find her?
No, I don't even know her name.
She wouldn't happen to be coming back to collect some winnings, would she?
No, and I can't really tell you when she'll show up next.
On what would we be betting?
On the fights in the arena. You never heard of them? Quite a few come here and bet fortunes.
And do they win?
A few do, others have less luck. But they do get the thrill either way, you see, and that's all that counts.
What is this arena?
It's a place of great pomp and entertainment, where all manner of fights take place. Men, women, savage beasts, island monsters. People are coming from everywhere on the island to participate, or to bet.
Très bien. Bah, salut.
I must be going.
Next time, then.
Ah, l'usurier il est ici? Non. Vraiment? Ah non, c'est juste... Alors, usurier man. Ok, par ici... Oh, jolie hache, monsieur. Ou madame. Je peux le temps de voir. Salut.
Can I help you?
Yes, actually. I have a small favor to ask.
You don't look like you need money from me.
I'll get straight to the point. I have bad news for you. I know about the decadent parties at the palace. I know that you take part in them.
What? But what are you talking about?
Stop acting all innocent. I have all the evidence I need to incriminate
Bah,
you.
sauf son identité.
Although your reputation isn't spotless, there are others who have a lot more at stake than you. What if I were to spread it around town that you boast about being there? You know what happens when tongues wag too much.
That's enough. All right, I get the message. What do you want?
Tell me about Candy Cane.
We're not close, if that's what you want to know. I just know his name, like everyone else. I mean, there are some rumours. They say he does his business in the basement of the Coin Tavern.
What kind of business?
Oh, nothing to do with my line of business. He deals in arena fights, which would be on me.
It would appear that you know the Mother Cardinal very well. I know that she borrowed money from you. I even know how much. What I want to know is why.
I have no idea. Do you really think that my clients tell me everything about their lives?
Does she still owe you money?
No, she always pays me back on time, and with interest.
Do you think she is plundering the city funds?
Ha! If that were the case, the funds would have been depleted long ago. Nah, the money's coming from elsewhere.
I would advise you to keep all of this to yourself.
I don't want any trouble. I will be as silent as a stone.
So, how do you see things, my child?
I think that the usurer is lending money to the Cardinal, and very significant sums at that. With this money, she bets on the arena fights while hiding in a big green coat. And she also gives large amounts to a certain candy cane, known for fixing fights.
Not only does our dear Cornelia love betting games, but she also wouldn't think twice about cheating to win.
Maybe he is just giving her advice. How can we prove anything?
We can always try asking him. Who knows? Perhaps he will give us an answer.
Eh ben, sucre d'orge. Donc retournons à la taverne. Non, c'était pas par là. Putain, je me repère presque aussi mal ici qu'à Traîneau. Dans FF9. Ça, c'est triste. Au lieu de la caserne, c'est bon, on arrive. L'auberge est pas loin. L'auberge était de l'autre côté.
Candy Cane is not here. At least not yet. Remember, my child, the bookmaker told us that he hangs around here at night.
That's true, you were right. Let's come back later.
Alors oui, mais... Où est ma maison? Où est ma maison?
Candy Cane is not here. At least not.
Oui, j'ai compris.
Remember, my child, the bookmaker told us that he hangs around
J'ai
here
compris,
at night.
Jackie.
That's true, you were right. Let's come back later.
On va aller faire Dodal. Et attendre la nuit. Et revenir. Qui repose en nous. Jusqu'à la nuit. Jamy. Ok, allons interroger sucre d'orge. C'était de l'autre côté? Oui. Évidemment. C'est toujours de l'autre côté de toute façon. Et ben voilà, vous êtes mort. Désolé. Ça va, Orion? Ça me rappelle les attaques de bandits dans Dragon Age 2. Rappelez-vous, dès que c'était la nuit, c'était le bordel.
Here comes our pay, boys!
Ah oui non, j'ai plus le temps moi. Je préfère vous le dire, j'ai plus le temps. Je m'excuse, hein, mais... Bonsoir.
Good evening. Are you the one they call Candy Cane?
Who are you?
Desardet, legate of the merchant congregation.
A legate, no less. I imagine in these cases, the one accompanying you is the famous Petrus.
You seem to be very well informed. Therefore, you might be able to answer my question. What do you know about a woman in a green coat?
Why would I tell you?
We know that you have business with this woman, and that she is actually the Mother Cardinal.
How did you... You'd be better off forgetting that.
That's not exactly the response I'd imagined. But nevertheless, seems rather eloquent.
I told you to forget about it, or you'll soon run into trouble. Legate or no legate.
Come on. It was just an innocent little conversation. Goodbye, Mr. Kane.
Bye. And Godspeed.
We have enough information.
Really? Is the fact that she bets on fights that are potentially fixed enough for you?
It's already a huge scandal. Let me just think about it for a little while. I will find a way of putting this information to good use.
I have faith in you, Father.
Du coup maintenant faut attendre que Petrus il avance dans l'histoire, c'est ça? Oui c'est ça. Père Justinus. Justinus. C'est où ça? Il faut quand même un endroit pour se déplacer. Eh ben soit. Bah, au moins aller lui parler. Au revoir, on a le temps, mais... Ils sont morts. Et les gardes qui passent à côté. Genre, putain merde, vous avez défoncé, comment vous faites? C'est le talent. Dis donc, j'ai du mal là. Pardon. Putain, mais les moutons quoi. Voilà. C'est rigolo aussi les attaques au corps à corps comme ça. Donc, allons-y. J'ai un feu de camp pas loin, donc c'est très bien. Il est genre à gauche. Qu'est-ce que tu veux, toi? Pardon.
Greetings. What can I do for you?
Why build an outpost here?
Well, we do have to watch over the land surrounding the city, with the bandits, the beasts, and the natives. We don't have a lot of time to rest, you know.
Tout ça, quoi.
Anything else?
Je dois y aller. Ok. Toi, je vais te vendre des trucs. Alors, pas ça. Faut pas déconner, quoi. Les contrats. Détruire le nid des Yorglans. Les Yorglans très agressifs ont construit leur nid au nord du... D'accord.
It is the village.
Sépulture de voyageurs. Je rappelle à la bonne volonté des voyageurs en portant la route de Valérie. Enfin, c'est... Ok, d'accord.
The cardinal mother
Putain.
told you about. The place where natives and priests live together. I must admit that I'm curious to see it.
All that's left to do is find Father Justinius.
Bonjour, c'est vous, Père Justinus?
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization in these wild lands.
Et vice
Thank you.
versa.
De Sardet. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Justinius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
Les tablettes volées.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects
Les
of this
alcooliques?
theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please
Mais non,
the
Vedlug, je les
demons
connais,
they
ils sont
worship by
sympas.
stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
Moi,
May
je
the
pense que vous êtes con.
enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I wonder what really happened when the missionaries came to settle here.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Ouais, je pense aussi que ce n'est pas une coïncidence. Je pense que ça pue du cul. Non, y a pas un petit feu de camp dans le coin? C'est forcément la baise? Il y a un feu de camp de l'autre côté. Évidemment. Bonjour.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
Oh là là.
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine that someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that
Frère
night.
Virgile.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Oh, alas. I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us, or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
Oui, bah c'est pas encore fait, hein.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village had been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings. And then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful.
Je dois y aller.
Thank you. I will let you work.
Alors, c'est quoi ton histoire à frère Virgile?
Greetings. Desarde. I'm handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
Eh bien, t'as un petit côté Christopher Walken quand même.
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back
Vite fait.
then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Ptolemy, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
D'accord, tu es dingue.
You talked about a mission with the natives. What did you mean by that?
I may be under the command of Sister Eugenia here, but my superior is Bishop Domitius. Our mission is to banish pagan cults and convert the entire population to the light. The island belongs to Saint Matthias, and therefore to Ptolemy, since the god of light offered it to our founder.
If your superior's Domitius, you are a member of the Ordo Luminis. I did not expect to find one of its members side by side with the missionaries. They usually do not get along.
The Order goes everywhere the light needs to be revealed.
You have a very unique way of seeing things. I doubt everyone accepts it. How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying
c'est un de
to
ces
get
extrémistes.
information from them about Saint Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked. The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Ouais, de toute façon, je dois y aller. Ah, le vol des tablettes, oui.
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof. Not the money we could make out of them.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here. And the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
Vous les auriez pas volés à eux, en fait.
But you won't find anything there.
Vous leur auriez pas volé.
And why does it matter anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tensions with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things.
Eh ben salut,
I
hein.
will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
Et à jamais. Ok, je vais aller au feu de camp. Il est où? Ok. Et on va ramener Siora. Il y aura peut-être des trucs intéressants à dire. Parce que là, Kurt, il a l'air de s'emmerder. Hein. Clairement. Clairement, il a l'air de se faire chier. Alors que Sura, je pense que il y a moyen d'avoir des bons dialogues.
Father.
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
Tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village. The islanders called it Vixenania, which translates to the village of the old sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
Mais vous avez juste supposé que ça voulait dire ça? Enfin, que c'était là?
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing. By living side by side with them, it is much easier for us to pass on our teachings.
C'est surtout beaucoup plus sain que de les convertir de force ou de les tuer s'ils sont pas d'accord.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
And how well have neighboring villagers welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
There are no Onol Manawi and no warriors here either. Did they all leave?
Perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day we will manage to convince your kind to convert. But, in the meantime, we must settle for the miracle of great coexistence that this place already represents. Nobody thought we could live side by side with your people. And yet...
Alors, je sais pas trop quoi en penser parce que... Ils veulent... Enfin, lui, il part du principe qu'il faut les convertir, quoi qu'il arrive, mais en vivant avec eux. Mais il veut quand même les convertir, donc ils vont quand même changer leur croyance. Mais sa façon de faire est ultra positive. Oui, bah oui, c'est ça. Là, c'est très déroutant parce que le mec, il dit ça, mais en même temps, il est vachement humain dans sa façon de le faire.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
Il dit, bah ceux qui sont pas d'accord, bah c'est pas grave, peut-être un jour ils reviendront et ils seront d'accord. Et c'est très bizarre d'entendre ce genre de discours-là, en fait. En général, c'est plutôt, justement, ouais, ils sont pas d'accord avec nous, c'est qu'ils ont tort. Ou c'est que c'est des connards. En gros. Et c'est assez déroutant de voir ça. On est plus habitué à, justement, ouais, ce que l'autre nous a dit, genre, ah bah oui, bah de toute façon, on va les buter, et puis voilà, merde. La couverture de force, et puis bordel, et puis merde. Là, ça fait plus le discours on va dire d'un fanatique, mais un peu naïf, qui dit que comme sa foi c'est la vraie foi, forcément les autres ils vont finir par être d'accord à force de vivre avec eux, quoi. Donc c'est plus quelqu'un de très naïf. Alors que bah manifestement ils ont l'air très bien les natifs. Du coup voilà, ils vivent avec eux, ils les agressent pas. Parce que ça existe en vrai, ça, des cultures qui sont remplacées comme ça, mais par la méthode douce, on va dire. Bah, notamment Notamment les Vikings, ça s'est passé pas mal comme ça aussi, quoi. Il y avait énormément de Vikings qui se sont convertis d'eux-mêmes au christianisme. Enfin, de Vikings. Oui, de Vikings, oui. Parce que bah, déjà, ils étaient pas très nombreux, et voilà quoi. Ils étaient dans des endroits où c'était vraiment le truc dominant. Donc je ne sais pas. C'est compliqué. Parler à l'air. Très bien.
Hello.
Bonjour l'air. J'adore ton masque.
Blair,
Il est génial.
the village leader.
Ah oui, il est vraiment génial.
He was the leader of this village.
Hello. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onol Manawi among the Logaed Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
Alors ça va peut-être être intéressant d'entendre son point de vue à lui, parce qu'apparemment c'est l'ancien chef.
I have heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Oh le Troy. Les accents ils sont tellement vénères.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Thélème and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them. They were violent,
Ah ouais.
and they destroyed
C'est pas la
some
même
of our
version tout de suite.
sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. But we do not forget our spirits.
En fait, ils sont pas convertis du tout. Ils sont même plus intelligents qu'eux, ils sont en mode ouais, vas-y, c'est bon. Fais comme tu veux, dis ce que tu veux, d'accord.
One of the theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the
Ouais.
priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlu,
Ah oui, Deirdre.
for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course. And the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to
Ouais, c'est ce que je
understand
pensais.
who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men. Perhaps wiser than they are.
Ah oui, clairement, oui. C'est intéressant ce village d'Éden. Et c'est pas con qu'il porte ce nom-là et tout ça. Parce que ça pourrait effectivement être le départ d'une nouvelle comment dire, compréhension entre les
I have
peuples.
to go.
Like so many others.
I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
The priests separated this village into two parts. The exiles must be broken-hearted, having left their clan behind.
Had they been wiser and accepted their new neighbors, they'd never have been forced to leave.
Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Ah mais leur nouveau voisin était pas ultra sympa quand même, donc les autres c'était des guerriers et tout, ils étaient censés protéger leur village et leur culture. Donc ils ont agi justement aussi quoi, par rapport à leurs convictions. C'est ce que je me disais que sûrement les guerriers c'est les guerriers et je sais plus quoi. Je crois que c'est les marqués. En tout cas, il y a un mot dans leur langue qui est jamais traduit, mais je crois que c'est les marqués parce que Siora nous appelle pareil. Et bah, manifestement, on a une marque sur la joue. Je m'étais dit qu'ils étaient peut-être partis en protestation, genre, ouais, bah, puisque nous on veut pas de vos conneries, on se casse quoi. Et c'est plus ou moins ça. Sauf que c'est plus ou moins ça avec de la violence et du sang. Bon, elle est bien jolie ton histoire, Jackie, mais... Bon. C'est par où, Jack? C'est pas là, c'est de l'autre côté, c'est en bas. Mais ouais, c'est intéressant que au final ça se passe relativement bien. Que les guerriers préféraient partir plutôt que mourir pour ça, quoi. Et ce qui est marrant, c'est que ouais, pour les deux cultures, c'est un endroit sacré. De là et voir une analogie contemporaine, il n'y a qu'un pas. Alors.
There's only one entrance and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
This priest, Virgil, said that the night was calm. So calm that he probably fell asleep. So, the thieves only had to take the key from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened. But someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
You think that the one who told them is in this village?
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village. Family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who's close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Bah, surtout s'ils font semblant d'être convertis pour être tranquilles. Ouais, c'est possible qu'ils aient dit au mec, lui, il est nul, vas-y, casse-leur la gueule. Enfin, cassez-lui la gueule. Ou enfin, volez-lui les clés plutôt. J'aime bien cette quête, elle est très intéressante. J'aime bien le genre de quête en vrai, où il y a des enjeux humains et sociaux. Parce que souvent, c'est des façons de parler de notre monde à nous.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something else?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets, with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
Écoute, 100% de charisme, enlève ta culotte.
You do well to tell me what you know.
Si je
Once
suis
the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right.
Right.
The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
Ouais.
I have no intention of hurting her.
C'est promis.
But things may not be so simple when it comes to her son. I have to go.
Like so many others.
Ok, c'est bon. Faut bien que j'y aille à un moment donné. J'adore leur accent aux natifs. Ils ont des accents différents en fonction des villages en plus, je crois. En tout cas, ils ont des variations.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Bertie Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of Saint Matthias.
No, this is not true. It wasn't me.
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
The only means of alleviating the situation with Thélème is to give the priests their tablets back. So if you do not want your son to suffer their wrath, it would be best if I could retrieve them discreetly.
Bran and the rest of the exiles are hiding in the woods, beyond the stone circle. If you want to take the tablets away from them without being seen, do not take the path on the left. It is riddled with traps.
D'accord, donc pas à
And
gauche.
please, do not hurt my son.
Ok. Donc allons-y. Et pas à gauche. C'est l'inverse de Tintin au Tibet. Il faut aller tout le temps à droite. Là, il n'y a qu'un chemin, là. On se calme. Mais non, ça va. Sur A, ça va? Ça va. Eh ben. Oui, donc là-bas, il y a le feu de camp. Ok. Et donc là, faut aller à droite.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
These people have been banished already. There's no need to add death to their list of punishments. Let's try not to fight them.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
Remember that we were told the area on the left was a trap. It would be smarter to take the other path.
Et là, en fait, toutes les zones sont piégées.
There, we found them. Now all that's left to do is return to Eden.
Easy. Ah non, hein.
It's a great shame that things have gone this far.
And divorced too. They didn't deserve to die to please those priests.
Bah moi j'ai attaqué personne. Hein.
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
I'm sorry, Vindwal, but I had to resort to force. Your son and his friends are dead.
J'aurais pas dû courir en fait.
Keton Sidag. Why did he have to seek revenge? Ma rentam.
I am genuinely sorry.
Go. Leave me alone. I must now return them to the earth.
Mais si j'avais su, j'aurais pas couru. Putain, alors j'avais bien fait. Dégoûté. Ce n'est qu'un banal accident de trapèze. Attribut. Alors qu'est-ce qu'il me fallait en attribut C'est la volonté ou la puissance? Bah ouais, mais moi je pensais que c'était bon. Si j'avais su, je serais resté accroupi. Bon, c'est pas grave. Enfin, c'est pas grave. C'est pas ouf, mais bon. Des fois, ça se passe pas comme on veut, hein, la diplomatie.
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely. Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
The exiles did it. And they are dead, so you won't have to chase them.
May the Enlightened forgive them for their crimes. I suspect they left you with no choice. Those natives were filled with rage.
In any case, You would do well to keep a better watch on your discoveries in the future. You should also pay more attention to those who share this village with you. This theft would never have happened had you truly been in harmony with the natives.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have
Faites le
been
mieux.
a bit clumsy in the beginning, but we'll make sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I am very busy.
Naturally. Either way, we are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition?
Our brave researchers
Des
must
bisous,
continue
merci
to
d'être
follow the tracks
passé.
of our founder of this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of gratitude for the help you gave us.
Thank you. I hope your expedition will be a success.
Putain, les recherches. On a gagné quoi? J'en sais rien. Sûrement du stuff, hein, mais... Très bien, ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va se quitter là, en vrai. Donc, salut YouTube, des bisous, à plus tard.